Actually, I had a great morning, having some Dr. Pepper because the nurse just left. Alright guys, this video is going to be an encounter that happened very close to my granny's. A lot of y'all like my granny stories, so this one will have a little bit of information in it from my granny's and why I chose this story. It also has local law enforcement involved. Location is going to be Nowata County. Date September 1st, 1975. The name of it is going to be Kenneth Tosh. The moon at that time was a waning crescent. At approximately 8 p.m. on September 1st, 1975, a farmer named Kenneth Tosh heard some odd sounds emanating from an abandoned home adjacent to his property. Tosh and a friend went to investigate what they later described as having been odd scratching sound. This is a sound that I can relate to. I've heard this sound many times at my granny's. The scratching sound is something that you hear a lot. I don't know why it scratches on the houses and stuff, but man, we heard that a lot down there. The pair was unable to see well in the waning daylight, claimed to have walked up to within 10 feet of a dark brown hairy creature that stood 7 to 8 foot tall. That's what they guessed the creature at my granny's to be. They said it was approximately 8 foot tall. So that's a pretty common height around here, 6 to 8 foot probably in my area. The creature fled upon seeing Tosh, along with many others in the area. They claimed to have seen the creature multiple times over the next 60 days or so, and even say that they shot at it on more than one occasion. Each time, however, the creature, whatever it was, fled at a high speed, seemingly unaffected by gunfire. I think they were probably either missing the creature or they was using bullets that had a smaller caliber round that could, cause them not to get a DRT right there or a dead right there shot, and they were unable to kill it effectively, where they were able to find it. They may have ran off and died later, but like I said, a 410 that I had done the job pretty good one time too. Let's see here. He says, I was within 10 feet of it before I saw him. Tosh was quoted as saying to the Tulsa Tribune at the time, he growled and he ran one way. I screamed and ran the other way. I was in Vietnam for 13 months, and I'm more scared here than I was over there. Much of the locals and many papers and television stations treated the story as nothing more than a fluff piece. Something to print on the page or to fill, 2 to 3 minutes of a news broadcast. This treatment caused some witnesses to stop talking about it. Fortunately, enough media treated the story respectfully with information that kept flowing. In my opinion, they were probably trying to do a cover-up to shut it down, to keep people from telling their stories, so they go to shaming people for telling their stories to make people not want to talk about them. That's why we have so many people that have trouble talking about the stories. Tosh's story was taken seriously by local law enforcement, at least initially. Nowata County Undersheriff Harold Lay told the Tulsa Tribune, I do not know what they saw, but they sure saw something. Lay related several similar accounts from residents in the area that seemed to confirm that something matching the description given by Tosh was indeed roaming the county. Again, this is very close to my granny's house, so I'm wondering if it ain't the same creature she was dealing with. It says, in fact, between the Nowata County law enforcement officials and Bigfoot hunter Hayden Howes, who had come to the area to investigate upon hearing of Tosh's sightings, no fewer than 24 people were found claiming to have been seen and or heard the Noxie monster during September and October of 1975. While the flat monster sightings in 1975 was shocking to most, it was not the first time a hair-covered creature of enormous size had been seen in Nowata County. Again, very close to my county and my granny's house. Several sightings of creatures similar in appearance would be given by Kenneth Tosh years later, reported by locals in the early 1900s. The most well-known of these encounters occurred in 1915, when a man named Cum King spotted a huge hairy man-like creature outside of his property gate upon returning home from a dance. King described the figure as 5 to 6 foot tall, covered in hair, with a chest about 4 foot. Whether he meant across or diameter is unclear. He claimed the creature stood with its arms stretched out. King found the posture of the beast less than inviting, and he fled the scene quickly as he ran from the spying creature. Those who claimed to have encountered the monster became subject to ridicule, which I believe is another tactic of trying to get people not to talk. Kenneth Tosh was having none of it. I'm getting mad. Everybody's laughing at us and thinking I'm crazy because I've seen that thing, he said. I don't care what people think. I know I saw something. I'm scared and I'm going to shoot it. Despite his best efforts, Kenneth Tosh never bagged the creature. Only the oldest residents of Nowata County recall the time in 1975 when they were not allowed to play outside at dusk or dark and always had to stay within the line of sight of their parents. That was the same thing that happened at my granny's house. We all had the rules I've told you all about where we couldn't go outside. It started getting dark. We had to come in. We had to lock the doors. The curtains went up. The blinds went up. Covered the windows, the blankets. Just a lot of things in here really was amazing to me. And also a local law enforcement that also had encounters as another encounter with the same law enforcement. I'll be doing a video on that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, that's in my neck of the woods, and it seems it's been pretty busy here at least since the 1900s. So I appreciate y'all watching, and just want to say that there's some changes coming like I told y'all, and if you keep watching the videos, some of the shorts, you might find some clues to what's coming. Appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, don't be something's dinner, and keep your head on a swivel.